going to be talking about rules today, so I'm so excited. Arif, if you want to turn your camera on.
Welcome.
Do we have Arif yet?
Yes, hi, good morning. Morning, Sherry. Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Entrance.
Thank you so much. No, I'm here. Don't worry. We're going to organize everything. Yes, please
Beautiful.
carry on.
Arif, why don't you start off by giving us an overview of what you're going to talk about today?
Well, today we're going to talk about some rules. Just the rules of accurate thinking. You know, I get my inspiration. We all need inspiration. Motivation is like a that's why morning is really important. It's like taking a shower. You got to do it every day. You know, you got to fill your tank every day. But when you're inspired, you don't need an alarm clock. You don't need, somebody to call you, make a reminder. None of this. Because you're playing by the rules laid out by Napoleon Hill himself. So next week or this week, whenever you organize, I like to go through the rules of accurate thinking. You know, we all want to be happy. Do you think there's rules about thinking about happiness that makes you happy, Sherry?
Repeat the question, Arif.
When you think in happiness, what comes to your mind? Is there rules you can play by to make yourself happy? Let's say you're depressed and you want to make yourself happy. What gives you endorphin?
That's a very good question, because I've never thought of things like happiness in terms of rules, but you're absolutely right, because anything that can directly influence is a rule. It's like gravity's a rule. So, you know, how you keep your body, how you keep your mind, these are all rules you have to play by if you want to achieve something.
Oh, my friends, this is from Hubert Humphreys. It says, oh, my friend, it's not what they take away from you that counts. It is what you do with what you have left. Some people feel so much has been taken away from them. Some people feel mentality is, I'm entitled to. Because I live in Canada, I'm entitled to this or that. Or because I'm an immigrant, I'm entitled to this or that. No, there's rules to play by if you want to be happy. And I think your happiness is very, very closely connected to your health. Isn't it, Sherry? Do you think there's a relationship between health and happiness?
Directly connected and correlated, all of it.
So let me ask you this. Is there something you can do to fix or to destroy your health?
100%.
Okay? Are you telling me your health is in your own hands?
Everything's in my hands. Everything's in my hands.
So talking specifically, Sherry, about your health, because people don't know this. You know, you're aware. You know that you can create things. That's why I called my book The Art of Creative Thinking.
Yeah.
So the rules of even belief, okay, there's rules. Did you know that? Rules of religion, for example. Why there are rules in religion? Right? Everything, including your happiness, is run by some rules that determine whether you be happy, you be healthy, you have belief, you build a big business, you make millions of dollars. Anything is within parameters. So let me ask you this, Sherry, and I've had this question come up. If somebody came and said, listen, Arif, I want to make $1 million this year, what do you think my first question should be as an accurate thinker? My first question.
Would be my first question.
What would be an appropriate first question to ask somebody who wants to make $1 million? And I've had people come up to me say, Arif, I want to make $1 million this year.
Well, I think the first two questions that come to my mind is your why and your how. I think those are the two most important ones.
So let me reverse that a little bit. How first? What's your plan? I'm going to first analyze you know, Sherry. Maybe I'll get a report on you. Maybe I'll see your resume. Just like the Supreme Judge Court in Brampton Court did it. He got a report on me. I was in competition with top 4 interpreters in Canada. They brought some of them in as far as London, Ontario. So you have to first say, okay, let me analyze you. Second, analyze your plan. How? How can you make me? What's your plan? Then when I analyze, based on your history, based on your performance in the past, and based on your track record and your resume, then what I can do is analyze your plan. Then I will be able to tell you, yes, maybe it's possible. Maybe it's going to take 3 years, Rod. Maybe it's take 5 years. Maybe it will take you never. So the rules are laid out, my friends. So Sherry, right now you're in a lot of movement, but you made a commitment, and some of the words that we talk about here are really big words, I tell my friends, like commitment, like trust, like belief. Because what we're talking about here in this show, in this morning mindset show, is three things. It's our freedoms, it's building your confidence, it's growing continuously throughout life. Examples of this, my friend Monk Bayer Sangerjal, he will see this video. He follows, he's all on social media. That's how we connected. He trusted me to go and sell out his livelihood to go chase a dream that we didn't know where it was going. We had very limited money. Nobody in Canada even knew that, yes, camels are actually originally from Canada, but didn't know anything about camels. So I stepped from zero, going against an industry that's been in there for 100 years, that is aggressively expanding globally, which is the plastic clothing. I'm going to natural ways. And I'm saying, man, this is big mission. This guy is going to sell his candy store, is going to come and work for me on commissions. I may not be able to pay his salary every month. He's going to have troubles. We sat down in a hotel room, we had a coffee and some beautiful Mongolian food, and I said, listen, I'm an entrepreneur, they call it. Do you understand the word? He says, yes. I said, okay. So you're willing to sacrifice everything that you have in order to what you get, which is building the first and the biggest camel production company in Mongolia. I said, it's going to take you 3, 4, 5 years. What was I doing is painting a picture ahead of us because the mission is so big. This year it came in fruition. I met this man in 2016 when he was 21 years old and I was 47-year-old man. Okay? Stranger out of nowhere. But rules are laid out. Trust. Never betray me. Never lie to me. Never steal me. I will have your back. We can go to war to Rome. See, the rules of building a team is exactly the same. It's called the mastermind. I study this daily. I want every person on this program who hears this morning mindset, especially, to put 1 hour aside for reading, for meditation, for shutting off your phone, for doing whatever it is, and put it right here. See a clear picture of what you see yourself doing next year, 2 years, 5 years from now.
Beautiful.
See, I dreamt about it, Sherry. I was looking for Sherry. I was looking for Rod. I was looking for Jake. I was looking for Shannon. I was looking for every person that is in room, that's coming in every single day. Rules of communications are explained in the book. That's the first rule.
So Arif, you just challenged everybody to read for an hour every day, even if you can't read for an hour.
No, hold on.
Give me one book that you would recommend for somebody who is listening to you and they're thinking, he's right, I've got to start. Where's a good place to start? Give me one book that you think would help.
The best way, it says here, Robert Frost, Sherry, let me go to his words. You have to, one day I had a slip of verbology. The climbers, I work with climbers out climbing huge trees in downtown Toronto for a period of 3 summers that I was trying to get back my memory, see who I was. They take a rope, hook it into the highest branch, okay? Mm-hmm. And then they bring the rope back with a hook, and then they hook themselves or pull themselves up. We have to do that mentally to ourselves daily. I can't think like me sometimes. I have to think better than me. So how do I do that? What are the accurate rules of thinking? We're going to talk about this on another show because I don't think we have time. But not only reading, Sherry, I know nobody's going to do it if I ask everybody to go and read 1 hour a day. I'm asking you to go either read, listen to iPods, come on, YouTube, or watch a very historic movie. Go find a movie that has meaning and have a pen and paper and the words that come out of the words of those actors, the famous line, write them down. When it's finished, have a look at your list and see which one resonates with your heart. Which one you can copy to make it your own. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I speak with the presidents of companies with 11,000 people working for them in Turkey. I speak with governors of the countries in Middle East. Because once you open your mouth, people see what's in your head. To improve, the rules of improvements. Sherry, again, you guide this show. I am completely leaving it to you. Just jump in there whenever you need. I need this to be interactive. I want you to know that my sole mission is to guide and to enlighten and to make sure that we all communicate on the same level.
Amazing.
We got Rod here. Hello.
Yeah, Sherry, I was following along here in the chat. Thank you, Arif, and you're taking me right back to our old days of reading books and personal development. I want to share one thing on this, and then I'll hand it over because I'd love Sherry's thoughts on this, because I'm thinking about our listeners. And as they're hearing this about read for an hour, and I love it, Arif. I'd love to get back to that. But I got to start for me personally with small wins. Someone type in the chat, small wins. For me, 15 minutes, Arif, is where I'm back to, brother. I had to start over, man. I had the training wheels on. But you know what I found out, Arif? If I could do 15 minutes, I felt good about myself. Whereas if I said I need to read an hour, for me, I was like, one day I read an hour, but then the next day I didn't read at all.
So, Rod.
So can you speak to that point, Arif? Like,
Rod,
maybe
let me explain what triggered this. You know, everything I do with passion.
Absolutely.
I love to support my community. I'm putting a lot of effort to put this, event on September 17 in Melasman Square. There's going to be politicians. I have a list of everybody, all the guests, okay?
Yeah.
We're going to introduce ourselves to the world. Everybody's in Toronto who hears this podcast, who has a possibility to be there. I know its timing is coinciding with our class, but I would cancel the class to come there. Why? This big networking opportunity, it's free, it's food, all of this. The second thing I'm passionate about is my clients. So going back to what triggered this reading process, okay? I go meet Diane. She called me last week. Diane is one of my really, really great customers from Nova Scotia. Diane, what's up? Hi, Arif. I wanted to see if you're at CNE. I'm sorry, no, this year we didn't make CNE because we've been too busy organizing, trying to open a store. How are you? Well, I was thinking, as soon as she said I was thinking, I said, I got a thinker. Very good. Yes, Diane, what were you thinking? Oh, I was thinking maybe I go to Nova Scotia and visit my dad. My mom died and and she started letting her rip. And I'm listening, I'm saying, yes, I'm sorry, and I'm relating, and I'm saying, yes, I went back to Middle East. I would recommend you go back there and go see your dad. You don't know, he's 87. Oh, there's a lot of, he says, it's so funny. She says there's so many ladies in the community that like him because he has this beautiful land right on the Atlantic Ocean. And she's here busy with her life and this and that. So she says, I want to order some Camel products. And I said, okay, I put her order together and then I have the package for her dad to enjoy in Nova Scotia and all of that. I go meet in person, I have my camera. I said, Diane, can we take pictures? She says, yes. I said, I have my book here. I wanted to give you this as a gift because you've been so good, always calling me. You're following the steps, the rules we pay for life. I told you I went to visit my mom. I went to visit my dad and so great memories, and you're following step. She says, man, I love you. She gave me a hug. I posted the picture on Facebook. She was like, oh my. She says, I'm sorry, Arif, I don't read. She's said, I'm taking the book, but I don't read. I said, Diane, how long is the flight from here to Nova Scotia? She says, maybe about 45 minutes or an hour or something like that. Rod.
Did I ever tell you, Arif? Did I ever tell you? You just triggered this thought. Did I ever tell you the story of when I was first introduced to financial services and my mentor said, you need to read? I go, what do you mean read? He goes, read, personal development. You need to read. Oh, hang on, back to you, Arif. I gotta go park the car.
No worries.
You know, I would, if you don't mind, Arif, I was just thinking about something you were saying about whether you're listening or you're reading. For me, there's two different types of content that you ingest as entrepreneurs to really get a leg up and a foot forward. For me, I have to differentiate between when I need inspiration and when I need to learn, right? So, and they both have their place and you have to find the balance. So for me, when I need inspiration, there's a YouTube channel I listen called it's something mindset, not unlike morning mindset, but it's all inspiration, right? It's all very pie in the sky. Nobody will beat me, nobody will outwork me, all of that stuff, which gets me going. And then I also need to tune in and I find the best entrepreneurs in the world, the Ed Miletts, the Tony Robbins, the Tom Bilyeu, all of these amazing entrepreneurs, and I listen to their podcast. What do I need to learn today? And you just have to strike that balance. So, I mean, I can write those entrepreneurs.
Hold on, Sherry. I got an idea. Now I got all the resources that I listen to on a daily basis, and I'm going to start sharing with you. And you share at your own, basically, time and your own style. We can be the student of style. See, Tony Robbins has a style that's very different than Jim Rohn, who was his mentor. And it's very different than, Brian Tracy, who's my mentor. I have learned so much from Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, and I listen to these people on a daily basis. You're right. There's this difference between inspiration and motivation. There's a lot of entrepreneurial podcasts or short clips that you can listen to just to get that juice going. If you don't have a formula for your morning, we're going to talk about a formula to get you going in the morning. This morning I ran 3 kilometers every single day for the last 7-8 years, and it's become a part of my systems, and I'm not willing to break it. I will close with this. You asked me what book? Rod told me, read these 100 books. And by the way, you don't become a millionaire or become rich by writing books. Let me clarify that. Those of you who write books or have an idea to write a book, let me clear that very clean up. You're going to spend more money that you're going to make in your books. But your book is an introduction into the mind of an author. And you don't take anybody's word for it, even himself, unless you read it. And then the purpose of that reading is not really just to read it and leave it on the shelf. But this is a personal development book. It's to apply it. Okay? Apply, like a business book to your life. I apply this to my relationships. I apply this to my health, and I apply this to my business. And if I told you that I could show somebody how to create multiple sources of income by duplicating what I'm doing. Sherry, I'm a consultant, okay? I'm a coach, consultant. I have my own business, okay? And on the side, I consult with businesses, I consult with individuals, I take on private clients, I do other court systems. I'm a freelancer. You said was freelancer. Okay, if I could show somebody how to have freedom of time, unlimited income potential, and be a freelancer, all besides what they're doing, just by organizing their time and using the accurate rules of thinking to their time. Time is the most valuable thing. You master your time, you master your life. Down to you, Sherry. Forward to the mic.
Do you know what I would love to do? And Shannon, forgive me if I'm putting you on the spot here, but you're so interactive.
We had a technology glitch. I am going back to the room, but please follow this channel daily basis, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Monday morning to Friday morning. You can have incredible value. It's all free for you. All you need to do is subscribe to YouTube channel, share it with your friends and family, and be open to learning. That's all.